August 6, 1945. A single bomb levels a city, ushering in the nuclear age. Was dropping the atomic bomb the right decision? What if the story we've been told about Hiroshima and Nagasaki isn't the whole picture? Hiroshima and Nagasaki dives deep into this complex issue. We'll examine the justifications offered by leaders, explore alternative options, and most importantly, understand the human cost of war. Buckle up, because this is a story that will stay with you long after the credits roll. Chapter 1. The Target Cities. Ham explores the selection of Hiroshima and Nagasaki as the targets for the atomic bombings. He delves into the strategic significance of these cities to the Japanese war effort, highlighting their industrial and military importance. Hiroshima, a major center of industry and transportation, was chosen as the primary target for the first atomic bomb due to its size and strategic value. Nagasaki, though less prominent, was selected as the secondary target after the primary target, Kokura, was obscured by clouds on the day of the bombing. Ham provides insight into the debates within the American military about where to deploy the new weapon, revealing the strategic calculations and considerations that ultimately led to the decision to target Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This decision would have far-reaching consequences for the course of the war and the future of humanity. Chapter 2. The Bombings. Ham vividly recounts the events of August 6, 1945, when the Enola Gay dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. He describes the blinding flash of light, the deafening roar of the explosion, and the unimaginable devastation that followed. The bomb, codenamed Little Boy, detonated with a force equivalent to approximately 15,000 tons of TNT, leveling buildings, incinerating thousands of people, and leaving behind a vast wasteland of destruction. Through eyewitness testimonies and archival sources, Ham captures the horror and chaos unleashed by the bomb, as well as the desperate efforts of survivors to cope with the aftermath of the attack. He chronicles the immediate humanitarian crisis that followed, as rescue workers struggled to reach survivors buried beneath the rubble and provide medical care to the injured. 3 days later, on August 9, 1945, the United States dropped a second atomic bomb, Fat Man, on Nagasaki, resulting in similar devastation and loss of life. Ham explores the decision-making process behind the second bombing and its impact on the people of Nagasaki, painting a harrowing portrait of the human cost of nuclear warfare. Chapter 3. The Aftermath. In this chapter, Ham delves into the immediate aftermath of the bombings, examining the scale of destruction and the challenges faced by survivors in the days and weeks that followed. He describes the efforts to rescue survivors, provide medical care, and assess the extent of the damage, highlighting the overwhelming challenges faced by relief workers in the wake of such unprecedented destruction. Ham paints a grim picture of the physical and psychological toll inflicted on the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki as they grappled with the loss of loved ones, the destruction of their homes and communities, and the uncertainty of the future. He explores the long-term health effects of radiation exposure, including cancer, birth defects, and other radiation-related illnesses, and the struggles of survivors to rebuild their lives in the aftermath of the bombings. Through historical records, Ham sheds light on the resilience and courage of the survivors as they confronted unimaginable adversity with determination and hope. He also examines the broader impact of the bombings on Japanese society and the world at large, underscoring the profound and far-reaching consequences of nuclear warfare on human civilization. Chapter 4. The Human Toll. Ham turns his attention to the human toll of the atomic bombings, examining the physical and psychological impact on survivors and their descendants. He delves into the prevalence of cancer, birth defects, and other radiation-related illnesses among the hibakusha, or atomic bomb survivors, and the challenges they faced in accessing medical treatment and support services. Through intimate interviews and personal testimonies, Ham brings to life the experiences of the hibakusha, from the immediate horror of the bombings to the lifelong struggle for recognition and justice. He explores the stigma and discrimination faced by survivors in the years following the bombings as they grappled with the physical and emotional scars of their experiences. Despite the passage of time, the legacy of the atomic bombings continued to reverberate through the lives of survivors and their descendants, shaping their identities and influencing their outlook on the world. Ham highlights the resilience and strength of the hibakusha as they sought to overcome adversity and build a better future for themselves and future generations. Chapter 5. Political Fallout. In this chapter, Ham analyzes the political repercussions of the atomic bombings, both domestically and internationally. He explores the debates within the Truman administration about the use of atomic weapons and the subsequent efforts to justify the bombings as necessary to end the war swiftly and save American lives. Ham examines the moral and ethical questions raised by the bombings, as well as their impact on global perceptions of nuclear weapons and warfare. He discusses the role of propaganda and censorship in shaping public opinion about the bombings, as well as the broader implications for international relations and the future of warfare. Despite the controversy surrounding the use of atomic bombs, Ham argues that the bombings played a decisive role in bringing about the end of World War II and saving countless lives in the process. He explores the complex motivations behind the decision to use atomic weapons, from the desire to achieve victory at any cost to the fear of Soviet expansionism in the post-war world. Chapter 6: Legacy and Remembrance. Ham concludes the book by reflecting on the enduring legacy of the atomic bombings and the ongoing efforts to remember and commemorate the victims. He explores the construction of memorials in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, as well as the broader movement for nuclear disarmament and peace. Through personal reflections and historical analysis, Ham underscores the importance of learning from the past to prevent similar tragedies in the future. He emphasizes the need for greater awareness and understanding of the human cost of nuclear warfare, as well as the urgent need to strive for a world free from the threat of nuclear annihilation. Ham's comprehensive and insightful exploration of the atomic bombings offers a compelling reminder of the fragility of human life and the enduring impact of war on humanity. Through meticulous research and vivid storytelling, he brings to life the voices of those who lived through the horror of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ensuring that their stories are never forgotten. That was all about the picture of author's mind. Now let's see what are the views of US government and other officials on this book. Number 1 is US government. The US government has not taken a formal stance on the book. However, it generally upholds the traditional narrative that the atomic bombs were necessary to end the war quickly and save American lives. They might argue that Ham downplays the potential cost of a ground invasion of Japan or ignores the desperation of the wartime situation. Number 2 is military historians. Some military historians who support the traditional view might acknowledge the book's contribution to the debate, but disagree with its conclusions. They might argue that Ham overlooks crucial intelligence at the time or doesn't adequately consider the psychological impact on Japanese leadership. Number 3 is anti-nuclear activists. Anti-nuclear activists see the book as a powerful tool for raising awareness about the devastating effects of nuclear weapons. They might highlight Ham's exploration of the long-term consequences of radiation and use his work to advocate for nuclear disarmament. That was all for today. Share your opinions about war and atomic bombings in comments. And thanks for watching.